Hello everyone! So today we're going to take a look at the Transformers Studio Series War for Cybertron Gamer Edition Voyager class Ironhide. So a disclaimer first guys, I haven't played the game, I haven't seen any or much clips of it, so I will be basing my review purely on the figure itself without any background knowledge or anything. And as per usual, we're going to take a look at the box first. So let's put Ironhide to the side. And let's take a closer look at the box, the standard new Studio Series box, with Ironhide in his robot mode, his face picture basically. And here, his alt mode, and of course his name at the bottom, with the number of steps here. At the side, we have a bigger picture of him, which he looks really cool. And it's actually pretty accurate to the head sculpt we have here. So yeah, it's a good sign. At the back, of course, we have here on the side, on the upper left side, a scene from the show or the game where the figure is based off. So I'm assuming this is from the game War for Cybertron. And we have him in his robot mode with the gun attached already to his arm. We have here his battle axe and of course his alt mode with the weapons fully incorporated. And here is a short text describing the figure. We have Ironhide works with Optimus Prime to remove Dark Energon from Cybertron's core. And on this side, this is basically again just a continuation of the art from the front. And at the bottom it says Voyager class. So yeah, let's take a look at Ironhide himself. So here we have Ironhide with his two accessories. First off, we have this blaster. I'm pretty sure there's a specific name for it in the game, but again, I haven't played the game, so I'm not too familiar. So this is a handle here which can be put in his arm, or in his hand, sorry, just like a normal gun, or similar to all Gamer Edition figures, he can detach his forearm and actually equip the weapon. So it looks like it transformed right from his arm, which is pretty cool, pretty neat feature. And one more cool thing, when I see posts about the Gamer Edition Ratchet, one of the most common issue is the missing hand or forearm. But this Ironhide figure has figured out a way for you to not misplace this, even if you use or incorporate his gun to his robot mode. So there's a perfect storage for this. You just have to pull the backpack down, and right below the arm's wrist there's a peg you can see here, which conveniently fits in this slot right here. So you just have to put that in and then close the backpack again. Oops. Close the backpack, and there you go. The perfect storage for the robot forearm. And you can barely see it. You can just see the tip of the hand there. But it's a perfect storage if you want to display him with his gun equipped to his arm. You don't have to worry where you store the arm or the forearm. So that's a really cool feature of this figure. And the next one is the battle axe, which is really big, half his body big. So in order to equip this to Ironhide, you have to detach the handle, and we're basically going to fit this handle through the back of his hand. So my copy has a tight hole in his hand, so I'm going to equip this off cam. So this is what it looks like once you've equipped the handle of the axe, and you basically just have to equip the head of the axe there, and there we go. We have his battle axe fully equipped to Ironhide, so he can battle the Decepticons along with his blaster as well. So yeah, pretty cool. Let me just remove his accessories and weapons so we can take a closer look. So here we have Ironhide. So my initial complaint with this figure are his feet, because if you can see, they're quite they're angled slightly upwards toward the back of the leg. So if you stand him up, it's like he's leaning backwards because of it. So you kind of have to like fold his torso a bit for him to like stand straight. Because for some reason his feet are slanting backwards, and I'm not a fan of it. But yeah, so let's take a closer look. Here is his face sculpt. It's pretty accurate to the picture that we had on the box. So you can look closer here. We have the Autobot logo or insignia here. Not too visible because it's almost the same shade of red. And then there are some detailing here which are pretty cool. The wheels are really nice. It's a gray plastic used here. Nice as well. No complaints there. And let's take a look at the back. The backpack actually cleans up real well and I like it. And then, even though it's a big backpack, but I still think it's nice. And here the legs are really bulky, but it matches his demeanor. When you hold him, when you see him, when you pose him, he feels big, like a big bodied Autobot, which he actually is. So let's take a look at articulation. So the head unfortunately can barely look down, can barely look up, but thankfully he can look sideways. For the arms, just lift up his shoulder pad. His arm can move sideways this far, and because of the transformation, there's like an extra hinge there. It can move the full 360. There is a bicep swivel, elbow bend of around 90 degrees, and it can bend backwards as well, 90 degrees. The wrist can swivel. Now for the waist, there is an uncompromised waist swivel. For the legs, can kick sidewards that far, kick forwards this far, and kick backwards pretty much this far, as far as the backpack takes them. Then there's no thigh swivel, but there is a knee swivel, knee bend, pretty much 90. And for the ankle, of course, there are ankle pivots. So yeah, let's move on to size comparisons. So first off, we have the Studio Series 86 Voyager class Ironhide, Studio Series 86 Bumblebee. Just for a general size comparison among Voyagers, we have the Studio Series Rise of the Beast Rhinox. We have the Bumblebee movie Voyager class Shockwave. And lastly, we have the Leader class Earthrise Optimus Prime. So let's head on to transformation. So the very first thing we're going to do is head on to the backpack, pull this down, and basically spread them outwards. So this will form the hood of the vehicle. So just leave it as is for now. And next, we're basically going to detach this chest and head area from this back. So I just hold it here on the chest and then just pull. So basically it should look something like this. And if you'll notice, once you've pulled that, the head automatically tucks down inwards. That's completely fine. The next thing we'll do is the shoulder pads. We're going to push it all the way to the middle and then rotate it counterclockwise until it's configured this way. So do the same with the other one. We're gonna rotate it this time clockwise. So push it all the way to the middle, rotate it clockwise until it's basically like that. And now we're going to put this part over here. So just fold this upwards just like that. There's really no tab excuse me, there's really no tab there, so we're just going to hold it like this and we're going to move downwards towards the arms. So for the arms, we're going to stretch them first forward let's start with the right one, or his left, our right. So here on the joint between the gray plastic and the red plastic, there's an extra hinge there for which you can fold this just like this. And then once we've done that, there is a tab here which will connect to this slot. So we're basically going to pull this here, bend it a bit forwards so that it will completely fit to this tab. Oh no, not forward, but backwards, sorry. So there, just like so. We're going to fold it a bit forward and then backwards. And then we're going to fold this arm, and this tab will go to, sorry, you need to rotate it this way to this slot here. So we're just going to fold that, and there, this is how it should look like. So now let's do it on the other side as well. So stretch it outwards first, and then on the space between the gray and the red plastic, there is actually a hinge. So just fold it downwards, and then we're going to fold this so that the tab will go to the slot. So forward a little bit and then backwards a little bit. Make sure it fits right there, and then rotate this sideways so that the wheels are outside, and then just tab this tab to the slot. So just like that, and we have the front part minus the hood combined. So we basically align this again this way, and then just fold the hood forwards. It should tab in nicely. So one more extra tab that you should be mindful of, this one in the forearm, you can just push it there. There should be a tab there between the forearm and the hood, and just tab it in. So the front part of the vehicle mode is done. So now let's move on to the lower part of the vehicle mode. First off, we're going to rotate this 180 so the front is facing the back. Then we're going to rotate the legs, this time 180 again. So 180, 180. Make sure that both the wheels are inside. Then the next step will be to lift up this shin guard, and then there's a whole engineering here of folds that we're going to unfold basically. So the first part to unfold is just basically, so there's a hinge here. Make sure to pull it outwards just like that, and then this one, the one underneath, we're going to unfold it, and there's a tab here which would go to that slot. So just do that, and then this part we're just going to pull it backwards and then lift it up just like this. So before we combine it to this part, let's do it on the other side as well. So again, lift up the shin guard, and then we're going to basically unfold all of this. So first one, unfold it like that. The bottommost part would tab in here, and then we're going to basically just lift it up like this. So it should look something like this. So let's head on back. Before we combine this part towards the front of the vehicle, I forgot to mention that we need to fold his toes forward so that for both feet. Now this is gonna be, for me personally, the difficult part of the transformation, because what we're going to do is basically bend it on this hinge and make sure that this goes to this side. So most of the time this part will hit the thigh. So what I do is twist it on the knee a little bit so that it can clear properly, and then just rotate it back, and then we're basically going to do it like this. So it actually fits perfectly the first try. So it should look something like this. It doesn't need to tab right away, but this is how it should be configured. So I actually did a good job on this first try on this one. So let's try and do it, hopefully, as easily as the first one. So rotate the knees or the leg a little bit, and then fold it on that joint. Just make sure to clear the tab there, so I didn't fold it enough. So there. And then we're basically going to align this underneath. Hopefully it works. And there we go. I was able to do it again here properly. Oh, but it detached on the other side. So this is the difficult part for me, because sometimes it detaches once we attach the other one. So it looks nice enough. So now we're going to connect it in the middle. So I'm sorry, I forgot to press record here, but I basically just tabbed these two together. So since we've already configured this part and this part with the front of the vehicle, we basically just combined this. And then the next step would be to combine the shin guards here. So there are tabs here, which will go to these slots here on the shin guards. So just tab those in. Tab it in the other one as well. And then we can combine them together, just like so. And then for the last part, these two flaps, we're going to tab them in. And then in order to put this here, just fold them backwards, and then just like basically slide them angling downwards, and it should fit perfectly. So yeah, apologies if I wasn't able to show the combination of the back, but it's basically just going to tab them together. And yeah, I was able to transform the Gamer Edition Ironhide pretty well. So let's take a closer look at him first. So you can see that the details are really nice. The shade of red on this, like the grill part in front, is different from the majority of the paint of the body, which is really nice, so that it stands out. Similar to the Autobot logo here in front. For some reason, it's more visible to my eye here in vehicle mode than when it was in robot mode. And then on the side, so one more issue is the forearm paint is different from the body, so it's quite noticeable here. The shade of red is different. The wheels are really nice. There's some detailing there as well. At the back looks really nice as well. A lot of mechanical detailing, which is awesome. There's also some details on the gray part of the plastic there. And for a vehicle mode, for a Cybertronian vehicle mode, it cleans up nice, at least in front. So underneath, looks nice as well. And what's really amazing on this figure is that it rolls really well. It really rolls well. So I really like how it rolls. So yeah, it's fun to mess around with. So in order to incorporate the weapons, so at the back, there are two slots there for these two pegs. So you can just attach it. I rarely attach it because it might push them forward, but yeah, this is how it's stored. And for the axe, there's two slots here. Oh, sorry, there are two slots here, or two tabs, I'm sorry, which can go to the slots here on the blade of the axe. Oops, sorry. Let me try and put that in. There we go. So here he is, fully decked out in his vehicle mode. So let's get on to size comparisons for the alt mode. First off, we have the 86 movie Ironhide. We have the 86 movie Brawn. We have the Transformers 1 B127. And lastly, we have the Earthrise Optimus Prime. So final thoughts on the Gamer Edition Ironhide. So as a non-player of the game, I think this figure is really good. For a Voyager class, it has nice engineering, especially the storage of the forearm. when you equip the blaster on it, it has nice accessories as well, the blaster and the battle axe. The details are pretty good. The transformation is quite involved, a little bit complicated for me, but it's quite okay. And the alt mode for me is really nice. It was really clean, and the pinned up wheels are really amazing. It rolls really well. So yeah, hope you guys liked my video, and see you guys next time. Bye bye.